Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Brad Judgick. And yeah, I got the hoodie up. It's super cold in Indiana. Oh my God, it's starting again this year. Today we're going to be talking politics. If you don't like politics, turn it off. That's what I want to talk about. It's what's on my mind. I want to get my opinions off my mind. So, Donald Trump is coming close to an end. The election is coming soon. They're going to start narrowing it down. And I don't think they made a decision yet. I know it's pretty close, I think, between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Here's the thing that happened last time Trump ran. And I want to remind people what happened. So, Bernie Sanders was beyond a doubt. I don't know how Hillary Clinton beat him out for the nominee last time. I think there's just something with Hillary. There's something with Bernie that maybe the Democrats just don't like. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's like kind of somewhat liberal a little bit. Kind of more of a liberal Democrat. That maybe they don't like him. But if they pick Joe Biden again over Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders gets knocked out of contention, Trump is going to win again. I don't care how bad people think Trump is doing. He has done some good for this country. And if you're going to stand there and say that you're going to put, wasn't he Obama's vice president, Joe Biden? What did Joe Biden do when he was in office with Obama? I mean, I heard he did. I think he did something. I can't remember exactly what he did, but it wasn't something where you're like, "Ooh, wow," you know. It wasn't nothing to, you know, blow your mind. So I'm not sure why Joe decided to try and run for presidency. I mean, if he would have been at the forefront and kind of talked more, I think, during Obama. And I don't know, maybe that's just the way vice presidents normally are. But I remember Al Gore being somewhat present and people knowing that he was the vice president. He's one of the only ones I remember. And even George Bush Sr., I think he was Reagan's vice president, if I believe right. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I thought he got elected after... I could be wrong. He was just the president after Reagan, I think. I don't know. I guess swore that whoever's Reagan's vice was... He was pretty, you know, visible too. But Biden seems like... people talked about him. And I think he had health problems a while back. I don't know. I don't think either one of the Democrat nominations that probably is going to run against Trump has any chance. The only person I can see is Bernie Sanders. And here's a couple reasons. He has not talked about legalizing marijuana. And maybe that was one of the things that kept him out of contention for that. And he has not mentioned it this time. But you gotta know, it's on the back of his mind. And if probably asked about it, he probably would say that he is in favor of that still. Because that's what one of his platform was last time. Because that was kind of the big talk. It still is. But I think more and more states have already legalized it now. Because I'm thinking like 10 states or... I'm probably talking out my ass, but somebody can leave a comment down below. Let me know how many states have actually legalized it. Because I'm thinking there's about 5 states, but I think there might be more. I thought it was more like 10 states that has some form of legalization of marijuana. Yeah. There's somebody scraping their windows right by me. I'm trying to like... but yeah, it's, you know, it's a touchy subject. People just don't like Donald Trump. And I don't understand it. And I understand, like, people are going to bring up, like, well, this so-and-so died in this country because this dude was doing this. It's like, whoever was the president probably would have had that happen to him. It didn't matter what president it is. If it's something overseas, I don't think that they have much control over that. I mean, the honest opinion is the president is pretty much a puppet. He's pretty much a puppet, in my opinion. The government runs the president. Now, if a president is high on trying to get something legalized, then I can see him trying to push something. And that's what Trump has done. He has been, I think, more adamant in getting stuff organized for the government and putting things in place to help the economy. And I think with doing that, it's kind of pissed some people off because we've gone a certain way for so many years. And him trying to come in and make the government like a business, like I stated a long time ago, that he's the one that said that when he was getting close to winning the election. He said that the office is not going to be run like a normal president. He's going to run it like a business. And that's exactly what he has done. He has, talked about profits and things like that and how they're going to, save the country and how they're going to do this and do that. And I think that he's done pretty decent. I mean, I don't know how much he's saved us or how much he's garnered money for us, but it seems to me that he has definitely helped the country in certain ways. Maybe it's not, and I think it's kind of, in my opinion, I think Trump is going to be one of those presidents that we're going to look back on and we're going to notice that he did stuff that really did help the country. But I think right now, in the midst of it all, we just don't like him. And the thing is he a likable guy? Does he come off as likable? Not really. Is he doing his job? Yeah, he's doing his job. He's just like one of those jerks that you see that, would be a lawyer, and you don't like them because they're dirty and they're, trying to get all the dirt on you and everything like that, but they're good at their jobs. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is. He is really, really good at his job. And you may say that he's not a good president, but on the flip side of things, what about some of these presidents who just sit in the office and didn't do anything for like a year or so, or their entire term? I mean, if I remember correctly, Bill Clinton didn't even hardly do anything like the first term. And the second term, he started actually doing stuff. Or if he did anything, he did like one thing during the first term, and it didn't really affect anything. Like, there's some presidents that you don't even know that you're that they are the president, but they don't do anything to impact, history. Like, people that you don't remember their name. I mean, if you say George Washington, you say Abraham Lincoln, you know what they did. You know what they did for the country. If you say Bill Clinton, nowadays you know him, but like 30 years from now, people may not know who Bill Clinton is, because did he do anything to leave a lasting impression? He had a scandal. That's the only thing that people really remember him for. That's his legacy, that he had a scandal while in office. Even Richard Nixon has a bad mark on his record, and I'm sure he did good stuff, and I'm pretty sure he did good stuff while he was in office, but the only thing he's going to be remembered for is, resigning from office, to do with Watergate, whatever. Trump, I think, like I said, he's mean, he's cruel, he's talks bad to women, he does all, yeah, he's not a good role model, but is he doing his job? Yeah, I think he's doing his job. And I think once he's gone, we're going to definitely see what he has done. But I think it's going to be from, people looking back and go, oh, he put that in place? And people are going to go, oh, man, maybe he was a decent president, But I think it's going to come with a Democrat coming back into the office and trying to change things and things like that. And it's so hilarious that it doesn't matter what Trump wants to do and how good it is for the economy. If it's something that Trump wants, the government does not want to give it to him, because everybody in the higher-ups adjacent from him in offices are pretty much Democrats. There's even some Republicans that don't even like Donald Trump. I don't get it, because everything he seems to want to do, besides build the wall, because I can understand the wall thing, but I can understand why they don't want to build the wall. But also, that's going to be a legacy of Donald Trump, that if he gets that wall built, that's going to be a legacy that he will have done. You know, I think that's interesting. And I do think that it's going to get built. I really do. He's pushing so hard for it. And I think that if he doesn't get that, he'll probably start doing other things to screw up the government just to make them angry, because he's not getting his dang wall. It's just funny about Donald Trump is that he'll get pissed off at you and he'll do stuff. Like, we've seen him where he just let the government stay shut down, and he wouldn't sign. I think isn't that what it was? Comment down below, let me know. Isn't that what it was? He wouldn't sign something. He just refused to do it. He let the government just stay on shutdown for, like, I think a good week or two. He just let them stay shut down. It was pretty interesting. I really kind of enjoyed him doing that, because I'm like, yeah, stick them to you. See something that they need, and they're trying to get it from him. And he said, no, you're going to wait because you want me to wait, me getting my stuff. And it's so hilarious. I think that's the bad rub that he gave them. So now they don't want to do anything that he wants them to do. And it's so hilarious. Now I'm waiting for another shutdown again, and he's going to be like, I ain't signing it. I'm just going to let it run for a couple weeks. Nobody's going to get paid. See how your lives are now. You know, it's so hilarious, though. It's because all these people that don't like Donald Trump, you know, I don't understand why. I can understand, but I can't understand, because he is something new, and he's a different kind of president. And I think that real Americans know what he is doing for our country. But everybody that just wants the president to sit back and do absolutely nothing while they're in office and just let the country completely go to crap, you know, that's definitely, you know. And I've seen things that happen just nearby that has been affected by what he has done. You know, if you think back to how it was like a few years ago, you know, yeah, Obama did help. He did put some stuff in place. But I do think that Trump has did stuff. And like I said, I don't know exactly what he has done, but I think that we're going to look back and people are going to reflect back on what he has done in terms of things and plans that he's laid into place. Because, I mean, he's taken some stuff away. Like, I know from a pollution standpoint, he removed some regulations, and that's kind of bad, but it kind of helps the factories and things like that, and it was able to help get more factories into the U.S. And it's like, you know, our freaking whatever's global warming, it's already, oops, sorry, it's already jacked up anyway, so I don't know what to say about that. But it's incredible to think that there are some people out there that doesn't, and my wife's one of them. My wife does not like Donald Trump, and me and her get into it, and it's like, he's horrible, he's a dumbass, he needs to be taken out of office. But I keep telling her, it's like, I'm telling you right now, I tell my wife, it's like, if they put Joe Biden up against Donald Trump, he's going to lose. Because that's the same thing as putting Hillary up against him again. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, if you're going to stand a boring president up there against Donald Trump, who has done things, constantly doing things in that White House, calling him up. And I think that's one of the things that the people don't like, is that he's actually doing stuff. He's making them go to work, in which they used to probably just sit on their hands and not do nothing and get paid for it. And Trump's making them work for the damn money. And I think it's hilarious, because we finally have somebody that wants to do something with the country and fix it. And we don't like it. It rubs people the wrong way. And I mean, I don't know what he's saying to these world leaders. I have no idea. But you would think that him being a businessman, he's dealt with things before. I think these world leaders are just trying to, you know, I kind of think they're in cahoots with Democrats. And same way that they're calling Trump out on, you know, trying to get some dirt on Joe Biden, I think they're doing the same thing on Trump. They just don't want to say it. And they're trying to do this. I think Trump should file an investigation on the Democrats. I really do think that he needs to do his own investigation, hire his own investigators to investigate the other side. And it's hilarious that I think they found some dirt on, like, Joe Biden. So it's like, I don't think they're going to choose Joe Biden. And if they don't choose Joe Biden and they choose Bernie Sanders, that's going to be interesting, because I want to hear what Bernie Sanders has to say. And the thing about it is, though, here's the biggest thing ever. I have more sided with Republicans in the past, and I don't know why. But because I'm pretty sure that, you know, my family has voted for, well, no, I think they're pretty much Republican. But there's been times where they have voted Democratic. But it comes down to what is the better president. And I think that this is going to be a close one if Bernie Sanders ends up running against Donald Trump. Because last time, people wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders. For that certain reason I brought up earlier, marijuana. Because I think a lot of people want that. Like, they want that legalized nationwide. Because, and I think it's already on its way. So, I mean that's why Bernie hasn't brought it up really yet. He hasn't really did anything about that. So I kind of think that's why he hasn't brought it up. Because it's already kind of headed that way. I don't think it really needs any help. It'll gradually get legalized. Because I think about every, you know, 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a couple more states get legalized. And eventually, it's, you know, in 15 years or so, I think all the states are going to be legalized. And I think it's going to come sooner than we think. I think that at some point, there's going to be a majority states have the law legalized. And then something's just going to happen. Somebody's just going to, you know, legalize it for everyone. Because I think once, you know, like 25 states get it, then it's going to be kind of dumb for the other 25 not to have it. Unless it's going to be something stupid, like, you know, some states are like so religious and they don't want it to be legalized. It's like, get over yourself. You know, it's like, it's just like cigarettes. And that's a whole debate for a whole other video that I can talk about. You know, what, you know, marijuana would help with certain things and how it affects people. You know, if you want to watch Reefer Madness, if you want to learn a little bit about marijuana, you don't even have to watch that much in the movie. I learned a bunch and it was like the first 15 minutes. It'll tell you like how marijuana got, you know, illegalized. Because it wasn't legalized when it first was starting to get grown in America. Things happened. So look that up, figure that out. Yeah, Bernie Sanders, yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to him. It's gonna be a tough one. You know, it's gonna take me a lot not to vote for Donald Trump this time. So it's gonna be interesting though. Bernie's already acting like he won, so it's kind of weird, and it's kind of going to be weird if Donald Trump doesn't get elected, because I've never seen that in my time, knowing the first time I knew a president was in office was Ronald Reagan. I didn't follow, I didn't even know Jimmy Carter was the president. I just now am learning that he was the one before Ronald Reagan. I knew it for a long time, but I had to confirm it, you know, with just, you know, looking at information and stuff like that. I never really knew that, and I didn't really, because I mean, when I was growing up, of course he was the president probably, but yeah, I didn't really know too much. And so Ronald Reagan's when I started, and ever since then, presidents have ran 2 terms. So will there be there hasn't been a president lately, so will it be Donald Trump? It could be him, who knows. He could be the guy. Ends up only getting 1 term. And it's actually the first time in a long time since Reagan that they've had kind of a celebrity as a president. And that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video. But hey, I wanted to rant and rave about Donald Trump. I hope he gets reelected. I think he's got a lot more things he could do. If Bernie Sanders is going to run, though, it's like I said, it's going to be a close call. I want to hear what he says. I want to hear what he's going to do, what he plans on doing. And the thing I was getting at was, I've seen all these Democrats over the years say they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and they never do anything. Bill Clinton, I remember talking about health plans like that, and he did something, but I don't know what he did. It was something very, very small, I think, in the healthcare world. I don't even know what he did. But I don't think it did anything, and it's not a lasting effect for the day, because evidently, because the healthcare industry's freaking got a huge monopoly over us little people. Charge like $5,000 to go see a doctor for like a cold. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I just hope, you know, they touch on the important subjects and they really start helping America, because it's getting to the point where either they've got to raise the minimum wage up like way high, or they've got to do something about the other people that's ruining this world, like, you know, medicine, modern medicine and technology, and they just got to get a hold of it. Anyways, I hope you guys like the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. I like to talk about anything and everything on this channel. I try and keep my other stuff to other channels though, like pro wrestling, because that'll just flood the channel and change the channel dramatically. So every once in a while you might see something about that, but I may drop it, like every once in a while I'll drop something about talking about wrestling, because I'm a wrestling nut. But I try and talk about movies, music, and other random stuff on this channel. I also have a music channel called Brad Tragic Music that I create music. I'm going to start doing that again, so be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to that if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Also check out Breakdown. That's my pro wrestling channel that I just was trying to tell you about a second ago. I also have another video. It's kind of funky. It's Open Your Mind. It's trying to be a more family oriented channel, to do like stories and kiddie type stuff. So if you have a kid that likes openings and stuff like that, that's what I'm trying to do on there. I've only got like 2 or 3 videos up, I think. I have one that I need to do soon. But I'm trying to figure out a setup to record my hands opening things and talking, so like that. I had my son do one of them with me, and the first one was with me, and it's really like the video is kind of sketchy. So hopefully those videos get a little better quality, and they'll be really, really awesome. And I thought I had another channel. I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Catch you guys later. Keep rocking and keep on voting for Donald Trump. Later, guys.